Hold up.
Office, and we will have a national emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit, even though it shouldn't be there, and we will possibly get a bad ruling, and then we'll get another bad ruling, and then we'll end up in the Supreme Court, and hopefully we'll get a fair shake, and we'll win in the Supreme Court, just like the ban. They sued us in the Ninth Circuit, and we lost, and then we lost in the appellate division, and then we went to the Supreme Court, and we won. And it was very interesting, because yesterday they were... You have to speak English. It's political bullshit.
So that was Donald Trump on the recent deal with the Democrats to fund the border wall.
Yeah, he knew exactly how it was going to play out clearly. This is Brandon. Welcome to Definitely Not a Podcast. Who are you?
I'm Billy. We will eventually get that intro down right before we end the show.
Which is coming soon.
Yeah. So we're tonight we're coming at you, just the two of us.
Yeah, we fired that little, the chocolate cruncher, the buffalo cheese eater, the smelly sock smeller.
You're fired. You're fired. He's a pussy.
I mean, all he did last episode was sleep on the floor.
Yeah, so not much is going to change other than you'll get nice crystal clear audio without the sound of someone chewing and crunching in the background. So.
Yeah, he's fired. Should we start off with calling him and leaving a message that he's fired? He doesn't know yet.
We can try.
He was supposed to come tonight, and he didn't answer our call.
No. So that's the second time. I was thinking about this on the ride up. If you accumulate the amount of times he was absent, being that this is episode 12, that's just about 20%. What's that, about 16% of the time he's not here? So when you're a no-show and you have a job, what happens?
You're fired.
That's what
You're
happens.
fucking fired.
They failed.
How's that drink, by the way? I didn't answer.
It's empty.
Huh?
It's empty.
It's good, right?
Yeah, hey, where is it?
It's strong.
Give me a little bit more of this.
It's not empty. You have half a drink.
That's all
empty.
water. It is all water,
That's
man.
empty.
Well, then you need a refill, too.
Listen. That's ice.
Yeah, Hollywood sound effects. Sounds like dice.
Snake eyes.
Yeah, sorry to anyone that was listening with headphones.
Which is no one.
Well, it might be our one listener in Ireland who has a 100% retention rate. So thanks to our one listener in Ireland.
So we had to switch cocktails. We are now drinking mixed rum with passion fruit, mango, pineapple, and sugar cane. Delicious cocktail. We stopped drinking port because do you want to tell them the story?
Yeah, so Taylor Port was originally our sponsor. However, we had some recent issues with a gentleman named Andre, who is the digital communications manager at Taylor's Port, which is Taylor Flodgate, which apparently is a wait, are they Portuguese?
It's probably Portuguese.
Yeah, no, it's something. Hold on, I have the emails here.
So I just found out about this today. The guy was apparently emailing Billy, the carpenter, about Port being on our show and being sponsored. And he's going to break down the story. He's trying to find the email.
Yeah, here you go. So the original email from this guy, Andre, the communications manager, was, "Thank you for your message. We believe you're referring to a different brand. We are Taylor's Port, also known as Taylor Flodgate in the USA. We are a company established in 1692, and we produce port wine from Portugal. We have nothing to do with Taylor Port brand. Do you mind fixing this on your social media profiles, please? Best of luck to your Definitely Not a Podcast."
So these pompous pricks, the plural version, want us to change what we're doing.
So what I wrote back to him was, I said, this is kind of funny. I said, no, it's definitely Taylor Port wine I'm referring to. We drink your wine on every episode of our podcast, and it's helped make our show better. Thus, why I'm asking for your sponsorship. Are you interested? And he just simply wrote back, no. No, he attached 2 images. One, I don't know if you could see this. Swing around here for 1 second.
It's okay.
Well, so he sent me, he was like, no, I think, he said, please find attached 2 photos of the different brands. One from Taylor Port, meaning the dog shit $3 Chuck Brandon's been buying from Wegmans and giving us sugar hangovers in the morning and major headaches, versus Taylor Flodgate, which is the Portuguese... Taylor's, yeah, well, I don't know. He wrote it singular here. He wrote Taylor Flodgate, and that's how it appears on the bottle. So, whatever. I don't know. It's a fancy bottle. So I said, hey, why don't you just send us a couple bottles of wine? And then he wrote back simply, that's the cost of a Rolex. So.
Wait, how much is a bottle?
There are thousands.
Okay, so wait, there's Taylor
Yes.
Port, which is what I've been buying, and then there's Taylor's Port, which is the expensive version, which he is selling.
Yeah.
And you're adding him
Was them.
instead of you're adding Taylor Port.
Right.
Did you know you were doing that?
Well, Taylor Port is such a ghetto-ass wine, they don't even have social media. They're just, they're crushing grapes in a bathtub somewhere off of Kensington Avenue right now,
Yeah.
prepping bottles. So,
Yeah, it's GMO. It's not even real grapes.
no, I don't even think we would like a sponsorship from them.
I would prefer it from the cheap shit. I want the sponsor from them.
Well,
They make wine for the average Joe.
And that's our listener base.
Yeah, that's our demographic. If your name is Jean-Pierre or something, turn the fucking podcast off.
And by the way, just to spew some statistics, our show has drastically improved. Our downloads over the past month have averaged over 1,000 a day. That's 30,000 a month. Or 31,000 a month if there is 31 days in the month.
Yeah,
How many days
so
are in February?
28.
All right, so we're looking at about 2,800 downloads over the month. Now, take this as a factor. Other than we lost our sponsorship with Taylor Port, which we never really had to begin with, but kind of. We've gone from 100 downloads a day to 1,000 downloads a day.
10x. 10x it.
We 10x'd it. We Grant Cardoned the shit out of this podcast. And I can only guess that by excluding Kevin from the show,
You're fired.
is only going to boost that even more.
It's going to 10x again.
Got to 10x it.
That's great. That's a huge ramp up.
Yeah.
We really jumped up. And it's just quality content. We're just real.
That's
We're the
it.
real deal.
That's it.
That's all it is.
So you're missing out, Kev.
Yeah, watch. The moment Kev leaves, we're going to get sponsors.
Yeah.
Left and right.
He was like a curse to the show. He'll probably be back next episode. But in the meantime, he's fired.
Yeah.
So, moving on. Anyway, so that was kind of cool that our stats have jumped and amplified that much. So, to everyone that's actually downloading the show or streaming the show, we're on quite a few. That's spread across all platforms. That's
Yeah.
not specific to one platform.
We've slowly been growing the platforms we're on. We're on quite a bit now. We're posting promos. We're all over social media. So it's growing much faster than we thought it would.
Yeah. And has kind of steadied out where it was almost like when we would drop an episode, we would get a sudden spike in downloads, which is, that's expected.
Yeah.
But now it's leveled out to where we're not looking at mountain peaks and valleys anymore. We're just looking at a nice, steady ocean wave-like
Yeah.
curve. You would know something about the ocean wave-like curve.
Yeah. I know about the curve.
Tell us a little bit about the curve.
All right, so I've had some things happen recently. I'm going on a road trip, doing a cross-country road trip from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area to the West Coast, to California area, but I'm taking my time. I actually just quit my job. I worked in car sales, and I do jobs every now and then, usually in the winter. I work for a few months, so I was there for 4 months. And then I just quit on Friday. I told them that I was doing a cross country, and they thought I was really moving to a different dealership. I don't think they still believe me. They're like, "Wait, you're going to Acura, aren't you?" It's like, no, I'm just I'm doing a road trip. So they didn't understand it. But typically a road trip is what, 2 weeks or a week? Someone would do it.
Yeah.
I'm going
some
for like 3, 4, 5 months. There's really no deadline, which is cool. I like doing things where there's no deadline. There's no rush to get back. You don't have to rush through places you're at that you really want to stay at. So I think 3, 4 months is comfortable. Might be longer. I don't know what we're going to do. But we leave on March 1st on this road trip. And I don't know what we're going to do about the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to decide on... We're probably going to try and do phone calls, phone in, and do it that way. I think it could work. It could definitely work. We're just going to have to try it and see how it goes.
Yeah. I think it's going to come down to that, but I really think...
It's a piece of garbage.
Yeah. It is a piece of garbage.
No, we'll see how it goes. We still have every intention to keep DNAP going, but the thing is, the show right now is recorded in a room where, it's like a studio environment. We sit, we talk, we do our thing. So the energy is going to be different, but we're going to do our best to make it work and keep it going.
I'm going to have some good stories, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to get into. But I'm living in a van pretty much. I'm not doing hotels or anything. I'm buying a van. I'm building a bed, a counter, kitchen, everything inside the van. Sleep in the van. Travel in the van. I'm going to be hitting gyms and stuff for showers and bathrooms. Cooking in the van and a little fucking propane stove thing. It's going to be really interesting.
You're going to do just a little Coleman cooker?
Yeah, like we did in Australia.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get
stock up on those tanks, because once you get out west, I remember when I did the Grand Canyon thing, we had one of those little cookers, and we couldn't find the tanks anywhere.
Really?
It was weird. Like when we were in Australia, it was easy. They were easy to find. You went to a Walmart or a Kmart, easy.
Okay.
But on the West Coast, for some reason, they were hard to find. There was like something equivalent to like a Dick's, like a sporting goods store, and they had it. But
Okay.
it was hard to find. So when I found it, I stocked up.
Huh.
I think they use more like butane out there. So if you can find a cooker that's butane, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen. Well, we're going to stick to a lot of dry foods, things that don't have to be cooked or refrigerated. So like cereals, coconut milk, bread, peanut butter and jelly type things.
This is the
Protein
opposite
bars.
end of the spectrum from glamping, which is glamorous camping.
Yeah. This is Slumdog Millionaire camping.
Have you ever heard that term, glamping?
Yeah, for glamping.
You know Mike Tyson, right? The boxer. So Mike Tyson is he's a podcaster now. Believe it or not, Mike Tyson has a great podcast. It's called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, shout out, Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Tyson. Hey, we'd love to be on your show or have you on our show. I know you're out there listening, being that our listener base is amplified so much. We must have made our way to your beautiful mansion surrounded by tigers and exotic sports cars. So anyway, the reason I brought this up, Mike Tyson is opening a ranch, like a retreat. So he recently sort of became public about his cannabis use after going through a shamanistic ayahuasca, it was a DMT trip. And that changed him enough to where he had this new revelation where he wanted to help other people. And now he's opening what he calls the Tyson Ranch.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a glamping ranch.
Yeah.
It'll be like a 5-star resort where you go and you camp, and they've got lakes and all kinds of shit, and weed is a part of the package. It's a big part of the package because he's getting into the cannabis industry, like a lot of people. I was talking to someone the other day about how the vape shops that you see in the cities and in the suburbs, they're not a front, but they basically established a business waiting for the legalization of recreational cannabis. Yeah, as soon as that happens, there's going to be a switch, and they'll go from selling tobacco products to selling cannabis products, or both. You know what I mean?
I didn't even think of that. That's a great idea.
They're already set up, ready to go.
It's coming.
And I've seen CBD products. CBD is one of the cannabinoids in cannabis. There's over 100 cannabinoids, but the two primary ones that people talk about are THC, or tetrahydrocannabinol, and CBD, which is cannabidiol. Cannabidiol being the medical cannabinoid or medical or non-psychoactive chemical, naturally occurring chemical that exists in weed. So you can find that now at gas stations.
Huh?
Yeah, I went to a Sunoco the other day, and at the register they had vape pens that were CBD only. Were they vape pens? They were something. Maybe it was a tincture.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You could get CBD oil now.
Yeah, but it was CBD oil. That's it. But I think it might have been a vape pen. So CBD is non-psychoactive. You don't get stoned. It's kind of like if you took a Percocet or a synthetic opioid for pain, you get stoned from it. If you take Tylenol, it just helps with the pain, but there's no feeling of being stoned or high, right?
Yeah.
So CBD basically only has medicinal properties without any psychoactive side effects. So there's no feeling of being high or stoned, and that's why doctors will prescribe CBD to children that have epilepsy and seizures and abdominal issues or suffering from are in cancer remission and have a difficult time with appetite or taking cocktail medication, things like that. So CBD is super beneficial, and it's even been found in certain places in Asia like India to reduce cancerous tumors to where they're small enough to where the doctors and the surgeons can go in and remove these tumors because they shrunk them down to where they're not pressing or touching against vital organs or have infiltrated areas where it's difficult or impossible to perform the surgery.
That's crazy.
And I don't know much about the medical field, so excuse my ignorance on that, but as far as I know, that's how it works. Pretty cool shit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy that CBD can shrink a tumor.
I remember...
I wonder how that works scientifically.
Yeah, well, your body... Yeah, I don't know. But your body has sort of like receptors for cannabis in it. So it's in the same way that DMT interacts with your body naturally because it does exist in your brain, in your pineal gland. DMT, for anyone who's listening, is dimethyltryptamine. It's a naturally occurring psychedelic, the strongest hallucinogenic psychedelic on Earth, and exists in just about everything living, from certain animals like the Sonoran desert toad to plants and vegetables. So it's interesting stuff for sure. Yeah, maybe our president needs to do a little DMT trip. It might give him some humility.
He doesn't do any drugs or drink.
Wrong.
You do. I'm telling you.
Hillary.
Hillary. Remember that? Remember how he was just digging at Hillary?
Oh, he could trash anyone.
He was a
They
huge
don't give a
Hillary
fuck.
supporter. Donald Trump was a registered Democrat for over 30 years.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't until he decided to run for political office, the highest there is, when he decided... Or no, you know what? I might be wrong about that because I think there was a time where he was considering running. He might have changed at that point. I don't know. But I guess he saw that as the best party to go with to win his election, and that's what happened. And now, you weren't planning on going to Mexico on your trip, are you?
Uh-huh.
But what about...
I will build a great, great wall.
What, are you going to climb the wall?
I got a passport, bro.
Oh, so wait, so you can go into Mexico, no problem.
Yeah. When
you come back...
Wait, can't Mexicans visit America?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a thing that the liberals, they're preaching this thing like we don't want to have legal immigration. The Republicans.
You just have to have a passport or something.
That's it. You can come in. Well, a majority of the people that are here illegally are ones that overstay their visa.
Yeah.
Like 21 Savage, the guy that recently got busted by ICE. And people are like, "Oh, 21 Savage, I love him. How you gonna deport him back to the UK?" Well, the cops also pulled him over with a loaded, unregistered weapon in the car. You know, I mean, he's not a puppy dog. He was a admitted gangbanger in Atlanta, Georgia, so he makes some great music for sure, but he had a pretty colorful past, so we don't know all the details. Probably shouldn't jump to conclusions, but regardless, he had a visa. I'm not sure what type of visa it was, but it expired, And we talked about this a little bit on the last show.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that old lady.
He's trash.
Kind of needed Kevin for that one. He
Yeah.
usually follows fuck that old lady up.
Yeah.
But you know what? Fuck Kevin.
Call him up. Hit him
Okay.
with your fire. We gotta fire Kevin right now.
All right. So yeah, and I'm just gonna use this soundboard, this Trump soundboard. Oh, by the way, look at this. My phone's cracked.
Oh wait. Oh
It's the cover, I think. I dropped it.
no,
the
the
other day.
cover's plastic. Oh no, he gave you a glass one.
Well, no, I got a secondary glass one. It came with the case that I got.
Shit.
Which this case I got on Amazon, and it's great. I was at the gas station the other day. Did I tell you this story?
What about the CBD oil?
No. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Actually, it might have been that gas station. I was pumping gas, and I put my cell phone on the roof of the car.
You told me this, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't tell the listeners. I put the cell phone on the roof of the car with a pack of cigarettes that I just bought. I smoke cigarettes occasionally, a lot. And, cigarettes here in Pennsylvania are $11 a pack, $12 a pack. Brand new cigarettes. And I'm pumping gas, and I'm like, I hope I remember to grab the shit off of the roof of the car before I leave. And this really nice Subaru STI WRX pulled up, and I was like checking it out, and I forgot about my shit. Oh, that might have been Kevin there. No, thumbtack. And I probably should turn this. Anyway, the case saved my ass. I lost the cigarettes, but because the case is rubber, it gripped onto the car, and I didn't lose my cell phone. That would have sucked. Anyway, all right, let's call Kevin and fire him. On that note, he's not going to answer.
No, but we're gonna leave a message. We're gonna fire him through a voicemail. Kev, you're fired. Hey Kev, where you at? You're not here. 'Cause you're fired.
Get ready to press mute. Or I got mute. Just for when they say his number.
Kev, we miss you, man. Psych. You're fired.
Please leave your message for 26.
Hey Kev, this is Billy,
I'm Brandon from the DNAP crew.
and we just want to let you know,
You're fired.
if you didn't hear that,
You're fired.
He's a loser.
He's a pussy.
Wrong. They failed.
Next.
next. All right, we'll see you next episode, bud.
Well, we don't know where the show is going. Because what is it, the 15th? 16th?
Show's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, I got 2 weeks before I leave, so we don't really know what's going to happen.
We're getting 1,000 downloads a day. We're gonna dump the show.
No, well, we're gonna do. You guys let us know. Should we keep going? Should we keep trucking?
All right, how about this?
I was thinking we do the seasons. That's what I was saying. We do a finale episode, this is 12, right?
Yeah.
Typical season's 12 episodes.
This is not the last episode.
No, I'm saying for the season.
Yeah.
And then we do another season.
I think this is Brandon's way of saying he quits.
I could definitely still do it. It's just, are you guys going to want to do it?
I want to keep this show going.
Yeah.
And even if things don't work out with this group, I'd like to still keep the show going because, we're getting 1,000 downloads a day.
All right, we're going to keep doing it.
You
We're gonna
know,
keep doing
I
it.
don't know what the show will evolve into, but if you think about the show on episode 1 and how it's evolved over time, listen back to our listeners. Pause this right now. Pause this episode. Go to episode 1 and then just go in like 10 minutes and listen to the show.
Yeah, we got a new mic now. We actually have an intro.
Yeah,
We got some format.
we had an intro on the first app.
Oh, we did?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's just a mic.
This is the same intro. Yeah, as well. That and us figuring out sort of what DNAP is. Also, actually, no, wait. The first episode was called Three Guys, One Mic.
Oh, that we did the figuring out. We were figuring out the podcast.
Yeah,
and
so
we filmed it all.
Yeah, record. Yeah, so the cool thing about the show is we have recorded the entire evolution of the show, and our shows average about an hour and a half, with some of them being 2 hours. So you're looking at about 15 hours worth of content that we've recorded so far since the 1st of January. Our show originally aired January 1st. So, And, I mean, on top of all that, our statistics don't lie. I mean, they're right here. Our fan base is pretty extensive.
I mean, we got that guy in Ireland.
Him. I mean, I'd love to have that guy just call in. I just want to hear his accent, really. But 51% of our fan base is Pennsylvania, straight up. But we're also getting traction in New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Delaware, Maryland, Florida, Illinois, California, Massachusetts, and now recently Texas. We didn't have Texas before, so we're in the Southwest. It's a big deal. Guess not. Anyway, shout out to Texas. Yeah.
That's what you need. You need that sound effect of the cheering.
Go Cowboys! Anyone but the fucking Eagles. Hate the fucking Eagles.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
So Pat the Savage, if you're listening to this, fuck the Eagles. Fuck that old lady.
Fuck 'em.
I just think the Eagles,
Make them extinct.
This city is a huge sports city, and die-hard sports fans, die-hard
They'll
Eagles
set
fans.
your shit on fire.
I think, am I right saying that football is probably the biggest? The sports fans in this city care more about the Eagles than anything else, right? Even though the Phillies won the World Series a couple years ago, 2012?
I think they won a couple times.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I think the Eagles were probably the biggest because they haven't won. But Phillies, hockey, I don't know.
Yeah, but when you say the Eagles get more attention than any other sports.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and they have a team that basically, is really impressive during the season. And then once you get into the playoffs, it's like everything turns to shit with that team. Or at least that's the pattern they've been on for a while now.
They're trash. That's all there is to it.
I don't disagree with you. So, go Cowboys. Thanks for listening, Texas. Come down there and get some of those good ribs.
Can't wait to visit Texas. Have you ever been to Texas?
I've never been to Texas. Never been to Texas. I've always wanted to go to Texas because they say everything's bigger in Texas.
So you get more for your buck.
And it's a southern state that is it's a conservative state, but apparently people are really nice in Texas, very friendly, very humble, welcoming people.
Huh.
And it's also an incredibly lucrative state because of the oil and the resources that they have in Texas.
Yeah.
And Texas,
It's a massive state, too.
massive. They kind of consider themselves their own country, the Lone Star State.
They got a beach?
Yeah, I guess they do have a beach.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it's nice. My concern is if there's any nice beaches along the southern coast on the way to California. I know Florida, but I mean, after that.
Yeah, Galveston has a beach. South Padre Island has a beach.
So what is that? What ocean is that?
Corpus, be the Gulf.
The Gulf.
Yeah. I guess it'd be the Gulf. I hope I'm right on that.
Is it nice?
It looks nice. It looks a lot like Miami.
I'm a beach person. Really? Miami?
Yeah,
Oh, that would
Galveston.
be great.
And the average cost for a flight from Philadelphia to Galveston, $130.
That's pretty good.
$200 average cost for a hotel.
The flight's pretty good because it's going to cost us probably $500. Nah, not $500. Maybe $300 in gas to get there. We're going to spend a lot of money in gas.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially when you get out west because they're so far apart.
Well, the vehicle we got gets 23 miles to the gallon.
That's good.
So that's a huge perk.
You could even restrict it a little bit, just lean up the fuel, and the car won't run as fast, but you'll preserve more fuel.
Yeah.
Well, is it carbureted or is it fuel injected?
It's all-wheel drive.
All right.
It's all-wheel drive. I think it's a 6-cylinder. It's the size of a minivan.
San Jose also has a beach. Rockport, Crystal Beach, and Bolivar Peninsula. Oh, that's a peninsula. And then Padre Island looks really nice. Really nice water. They got, Surfside Beach, Port Aransas, and a bunch more beaches with names I can't properly pronounce because I'm uneducated. And that's that.
Yeah. So, okay, well, at least there's beaches.
My goal is if the show does end when you leave next month, I would just like to have Delroy Lindo call in and just say that line.
Tweet us. Just send us a little one word. Something.
I sent him a direct message on Instagram. It wasn't not a verified account, but he doesn't have a verified account from what I can find.
You gotta send him a letter.
He's not doing it himself. He's got somebody else doing it. Look,
No, he
his
might be
drinks
like
up.
He might be like Bill Murray. He does all of his own agent shit.
Right.
Like when you want to get in touch with him, you send him you call him on this number that he checks every now and then.
Okay.
You leave him a voicemail, and every now and then he checks the voicemails.
What's the number? Let's call it right now and see if he'll come on the show.
Oh, let's do it. Or if you could just call us back and say, "What's up?"
All right.
So type in Bill Murray's phone number. It's public. You could just call it, leave a message, and he might listen to it.
Okay, it's a 1-800 number?
Yeah, call it up.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to find it.
People leave him voicemails all day long, every day. And then he calls some of them back, says, "What's up?" He'll meet you, whatever. Bill Murray, man. Imagine if he just walked in here.
Yeah,
Just
working on,
groundhogged it.
working on finding the number.
Can't find the number.
I left countless messages on his 1-800 number. Life lessons learned. I'm not seeing the actual number. I probably should have did this before the show, but this came up during the show, so
We live. It's alright.
maybe it's 1-800 number.
Ooh, it could be 1-800 Bill Murray. Isn't that 7 numbers?
BILLMURRAY. It's 10.
Yeah.
1-800 Bill Murray.
Yeah, 1-800 Bill Murray.
Try it. Call it on your phone. See what happens.
BILLM.
Well, you work on that. I'm gonna see if I can find anything else.
Wait, no. That's too many numbers. Oh, you said 10.
Well, just keep pressing. It's like just keep pressing buttons until it starts ringing. Maybe
No, that ain't right. It could be Bill Murray. B Murray. BMURRAY. Ooh, B Murray.
All right, try it.
1-800 B Murray. Get it?
Yeah, MURRAY, right?
Yeah. Let me try it.
NUMBER. No. Send the script. Bill Murray talks about his 1-800 phone number. Yeah, it's like all this talk of it, but there's no actual number.
I'm pretty sure it's B Murray. Hold on. Alright. Calls. New. 1-800. Wait. BMURRAY. Okay. Call.
What is Bill Murray's?
Hi, baby. Are you into booty of all sizes and shapes?
What
From
the
small
fuck?
and tight to large and plump. Some girls shy away from backdoor action, but we love to spread our soft, round cheeks wide open.
Oh, hell yeah. Keep it going. No, this is good shit.
That's legit the number for B Murray.
This is Bill. This is a trick he's doing.
By inch. Oh, I love it in my ass. Your fingers, your dick, your cum, your tongue. Oh, yeah. My cheeks are so sexy, and my hole is all lubed up. Are you ready for
Say
action?
my hole is all lubed up.
So warm and tight. Oh, I can't wait to play and feel you deep inside me.
What
Just
the
99 cents per minute for amateur talk with local housewives, college students, and the girl next door who want to share their secrets and fantasies with you. Or connect live with a nasty girl who'll do anything you want for only $2.99 per minute.
Okay, I want to introduce our new sponsor, 1-800 B Murray.
Check out thousands of amateur housewives, college students,
Want me to hang up?
Hell no. Let's talk to somebody. Shit, it's only 99 cents a minute.
Yeah, it's not on your bill.
You know what? This might be a cool segment for the show. We call a sex hotline and then just talk to them on the show. Like, yeah, we just need a female perspective on something.
Owner of TalkToMe.com. Come on, baby.
Man, anyone jerking off would have busted a nut already.
Should I hit 0 to get someone?
Yeah, hit 0.
99.
All right. Hold on. I got to bring up the
If
soundboard.
you'd like to enter your profile or account number, press 1. If you'd like to enter your credit card, press 2. To repeat these options, press 9.
All right, fuck that.
You're fired.
Sorry, I did not understand your response. Please try again.
Bitch.
If you'd like...
Alright, that's not Bill Murray.
Yeah.
He's a pussy.
Yo, that was legit. 1-800-BUMURRAY.
All right, well, that wasn't it.
How fucking weird was that, though?
Load these drinks up.
Bro,
I have nothing in my cups. I'm sandbagging.
I'll get you some
I
water.
don't want water. I want the Bacardi.
It's empty.
No, it's not. All right, I'm going to get it.
Alright, I'll get it. It was good, right?
Unbelievable.
Alright, one more. I'm not fitting
You just fucking shot a tomahawk
sorry.
missile at the microphone.
Yo, we should get some Taco Bell.
What? We're doing a podcast. Oh my god.
You're fired.
Huh?
Which one's mine?
The one in that hand.
This is mine?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so Brandon's also fired from the show now. So it's just me.
I'm not fired, I quit.
I'm all alone out here. I'm just gonna sit here and talk until the electric company turns the lights off. We're just gonna ride this thing until the bitter end, guys. That's what we do.
Ay, ay, ay.
Alright, you gotta sip it. Take your time.
It's not even full.
Take your time.
It's unbelievable.
It's funny, my boss caught on to me. He was, I was at work and I was snacking on pretzels. And he looks over and was like, Noble, let me get some of those pretzels. I was like, well, they're kind of stale. You're not going to like them.
Hell yeah, they're stale. You got them when you moved in.
No, but that was my trick to get him to not eat them. He's like, oh, it's okay. I'll eat them. And he ate them. He's like, these are perfect. What are you talking about?
I'm surprised you didn't just hand him one pretzel stick. Like, here you go. And you can break that into little pieces and nibble on it.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he caught me. He's on to me.
So what was that like when you quit? How'd you do it? Like, how'd the whole thing go down?
I pretty much just knocked on my boss's door, went in his office, said, hey, can I have a quick meeting? And he said, yeah, I guess.
So
And
did he know that you were planning on doing this road trip, or he knew nothing?
no. If I
Okay.
told him, he would have fired me.
Okay, so when you signed on with the company, did they think you were going to be there long term?
Yeah. But it's car sales, so long term is like a week.
Yeah, the turnover rate's probably pretty high.
Yeah. People quit and get hired every other week.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I was like, hey, can we have a quick meeting? He's like, okay. I was like, I just want to let you know that my time here is up, and I'm just putting in my notice. I'm done. He's like, what do you mean you're done? Where are you going? What are you doing? Like, I think he was gonna think it was about money because I've been complaining about the pay, and I was like, no, I'm doing a road trip. He's like, get the hell out of here. You're going to Acura. Where are you going? Tell me what dealership
Why,
you're
does
going to.
Acura do really well around there?
It's
or
like right
something?
next door. He's like, what dealership you going to? Come on, tell me. And I think they still think that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he come up with some extravagant plan to say he's going on this road trip or he's really moving next door.
Would have been funny though. He'd be peeking out the blinds all week long. Like, is he over there? Yeah, that's him. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I should go into a dealership and be like, yo, let me borrow your tag real quick, put it on, and take a photo and send it to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just told him I was going on a trip and it was going to be for several months, so I obviously couldn't come back. He just wished me good luck. He was like, all right, that's awesome. He was
Yeah.
envy.
Well, that's good that he was supportive and he wasn't a dick about it.
Yeah, they said come back, open arms. We would definitely give you a position, which is good. You can't burn the bridges.
What do you think the future of car sales is? Like companies like Carvana, or what's the other one? True Car.
Yeah,
And what's the one where they got the buildings where you get the car?
yeah. I don't know the names, but
What's that one called?
you got Google in front of you.
Yeah.
But I
yeah,
think that-
Brandon's without a computer tonight, so he's naked.
I think that's the future. If you go into a traditional dealership, you're getting ripped off. The whole plan is to rip you off, but
People just accept that.
well, people don't know. That's the thing. People just don't know.
I think people assume that every car salesman's trying to rip them off.
No, they don't.
No?
They honestly don't. And I could vouch for that because I didn't know when we bought our car. We bought a Kia Sorento, brand new, and I had no idea. I walked on, saw the sticker on the window. I'm like, oh, that's the MSRP. Okay. I was like, do you guys negotiate on that? They're like, no, that's the price. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we bought it for
You
a sticker
asked
price.
them if they negotiated? That's like asking someone, hey, are you willing to take less money on this deal? Like,
Right.
You just got to go in and say, this is what I got.
Yeah.
I guess that's something that you learn working in the industry.
Yeah, now I know. It's like, are you fucking nuts? You don't play sticker price. But yeah, people don't know, and they go in. I mean, the thing is, car sales guys don't get paid. They pay the dealership to work there.
How's
So-
that work?
Well, they have to pay $500 a week to work there. So if you make one sale that's more than $500, then you made your money. You're positive now for the week. But if you don't make any sales, you pay them $500.
Wait, how? I don't understand.
You owe them. It's
You-
it's like an IOU.
You were paying the dealership for...
Not me, because I was in car sales. But a traditional salesman has to pay, so they don't get paychecks. So they're negative $500 next week. They're negative $1,000.
So what,
And eventually, that's why they just quit, because they're so deep that they can't get above water.
holy shit, that's smart in the dealership.
Yeah, they get people working for free.
Yeah, and then people that pay, I mean, it's like either you pay or you leave, and then somebody else comes in who might be better. Mm-hmm. Wow. That probably makes it really competitive.
Super competitive, and I mean, yeah, it's great for the dealership because they get people that don't know this. They put them on a training period. They pay you for the first month, and you're like, oh, I like this. You know, you're doing shit. You're talking to people, and then once you're out of that training period, now you're on. It's called like a draw or something, where you start paying them, and they don't know this. They're like, wait, what? All right, well, but they put it in your head that, well, you'll make sales. You sell one car, you make $800 or $1,000 on one car, you're good.
Yeah.
You know, and you could sell 5 cars a week. You make $5,000 a week. You're fine. But if you don't make any sales for a couple of weeks because you're new, and other sales guys that have been there longer are getting all the deals, then you're making zero.
I wonder...
And once you get so deep, you just have to quit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder what the car sales people... I don't want to say car salesmen because that's like only masculine. Are there female car salespeople?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So we'll say salespeople. I wonder what they have to pay. It's like a locker fee at the exotic car dealerships, like Lamborghini, Porsche, Ferrari.
They might get a salary.
You think they get a salary?
Yeah.
No,
Like
they
some
would have-
dealerships do salary
plus commission.
plus commission, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's where you want to be.
So is that something you?
But it's probably less commission.
Like, you'd have to be a pretty badass salesperson to walk into a Ferrari dealership and get a gig. Then again, anyone who's coming into a Ferrari dealership or a Lamborghini dealership just walking in, they want to buy a car.
Yeah.
Or they're just there to check out the cars.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if they have to bring like a book of clients. You know what I mean? Like they're coming into the dealership and it's not like they're like, yeah, I'm here to sell cars. They're like, I'm here to sell cars, but I've got a book of potential clients,
probably.
rich people that buy and trade and sell these cars and collect these cars. These people will buy your inventory.
Yeah.
Like they probably have to bring something to the table. Otherwise, they'd have random people walking in and out like they do with the more moderate cars. Or the modest cars, not moderate. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I wonder how that works. I have no idea. You have any idea?
I think what you're saying might be plausible.
Yeah.
But-
The only other industry I know where that goes that way is the strip club industry. Because exotic dancers, also known as strippers, have to pay a locker fee. So, and they also have to pay a house mom, which is the woman that deals with their bullshit and does their makeup and such. So, I mean, but they're also strippers, and, you know, they're pretty much guaranteed to make money every night. And if you got that 12 to 2 or 12 to 4 or 2 to 4 or whatever, and depending on what city you're in, they make a lot of bread. Average $1,000 a night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this back to car sales. So, yeah, you're going in there, and the salesman's intention is to rip you off in quotations. But at the same time, now that you know how their pay works, you got to understand it's kind of like tipping at a restaurant. Like, you kind of have to tip them. You're paying their salary.
Yeah.
So you have to go into it. There's people that go in, like, they know that they're ripping them off, so they're like, oh, no, I'm paying rock bottom. To where the salesman gets nothing. And it's like, that's kind of a messed up
So the
way of thinking.
salesman doesn't get a commission if they pay the sticker price? It's only the markup?
I think it's $150 minimum if they just sell the car with no
Markup.
profit in it.
Okay. And then what about, let me ask you about this. I was always curious about this as a consumer. What about those extra things they're trying to say? Yeah, we come in, we put a coating under the car, because for the snow and all that, it's real bad for the undercarriage. They love that word, undercarriage. Yeah, we coat it up. It's just like some dude in the back that's in the detail shop with a can of fucking spray paint, and he hits it with a little bit of like Armor All or
Yeah,
something.
pinstriping, wheel protection,
Yeah.
extended warranties. They're all bullshit.
What's the wheel protection? It's like that wet look stuff. They just spray it on there. That'll be 600.
This will protect your tires if you get any curb rash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. But if they do sell that, all the sales guys get paid. So it's like it goes to in the finance room, and that's the guy that pitches all that shit, goes over payment and everything. And if he sells it, then everyone gets paid.
Okay. So he gets a separate commission? Mm-hmm. Wow. So there's like tiers of ripping
tiers.
people off.
Yeah. So when, every
go
person you
through
talk to, you're paying every single one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, but again, now that you know the pay, it's like, is it being ripped off? I don't know. I mean, they're trying to get you for as much money as possible. So, but at the same time, they're getting paid nothing, zero salary, unless they make money off of you. So it's a very weird business.
Yeah, I feel like it needs an upgrade.
Yeah,
know-
it's very old school.
And what about the platforms? I remember you were talking about this, like the platforms that the salespeople and the internet salespeople use. That's outdated as well, right?
It's okay.
The software.
It's okay. It's fun.
Okay.
It serves its purpose. I mean, it's still an old school. Well, not really old school. You're not cold calling. You get internet leads and stuff.
Right. And the dealership that you worked for, did they do any advertising?
Yeah, radio.
Radio.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, internet, radio,
FM
social
radio?
media, but
oh, why aren't they a sponsor on the show? That one guy in Ireland might come here to vacay. He might. Well, that's rentals, I guess. Yeah. All right. Never mind.
they actually wanted me to do a commercial for them, but I'm leaving.
Why don't you do it?
I'm leaving.
Send it to me. I'll do it. I'll
Nah, you're on my level, bro. I got them editing skills.
I am the level. That line you cross, I'm about 3 miles in front of it. Mm-hmm. Mount Everest and flip flops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always assume that when you go into a car dealership, the salesperson is trying, I don't want to say rip you off, because now, well, maybe I assume
It's
that
either
then,
money in your pocket or money in theirs.
right.
That's it. That's all it comes down to.
That's why I don't get the point of buying a new car anyway, because the depreciation value of vehicles is so much. It's like you knock a couple thousand miles off the car, you can save 10 grand.
Yeah, you buy a 1 year older, something that's already driven off the lot, you're saving so much money.
Barely used.
It's just nice to have fresh, new, brand new, that smell, and it's a good feeling. It feels really good, but you're also losing 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like 15%. Instantly.
Yeah.
Once you're a first owner, done.
There's been a recent increase in vehicles with manual transmissions. The value of them, especially exotic cars like the 350 Modena or the 355 Ferrari Modena I just saw, a couple years ago was selling for 90 grand, has a gated transmission, has a gated gearbox. So, it forces you to go in certain gears because it's cut out.
Yeah.
And that car boosted in value to an average $170,000, and it's mostly because of the manual transmission. It's funny because people fought for so many years, especially in the United States, to do away with manual transmissions, and now you've got the paddle shifting and the sport style shifting, but it's pretty much an automatic transmission with a dual clutch. And now the value of the cars that use the manual transmission, which is considered like a dinosaur, have gone up in value. It's funny. It's like, what do they want? They want the transmission? Or
What do you like better, manual or auto?
I prefer a manual transmission. I like it. I feel like I'm driving the car more when I'm shifting the gears. But then again, like if I'm stuck in traffic, I don't want to be, stepping on the clutch pedal every 5 seconds. So I get the paddle shifting. It's fun, but there's no clutch pedal. So it doesn't require like a skill to feel the gears.
Plus, it doesn't sound good, which is
Well, the dual clutches, they're actual clutch. The ones with the paddle shifters that have dual clutches, it's engaging a clutch. So you still hear that sound, but it's a fraction of time between gears. So it's almost instantaneous. And that delay, think about it like this. If you got an old school transmission, just with a standard clutch, you take like an old Honda, right? In between gears, the RPMs are going to drop down.
Yeah.
When the RPMs drop, it has to build power again.
Yeah.
So the dual clutch, it's instant. So you lose, there's basically no lag in the power.
That's why auto's faster.
Yeah, instant transition. Yeah,
So much faster.
yeah.
I switched. I love manual. I always love manual, but now when I get a new car, I'm going auto.
Yeah?
Fuck it.
All right.
I'm aiming for that Corvette. I'm getting auto.
No, don't do that, man.
Yeah.
It's faster,
I know.
but it's not fun.
It's
It's not
fast.
more fun.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Every reviewer, my favorite reviewer of all cars is Chris Harris. Chris Harris was on Top Gear. He's brilliant. He's a fucking amazing race car
Which
driver.
one's that? The short dude?
He's short. He's British, but he's, I think he's originally from Syria or he's from the Middle East. I'm not sure where. Turkey, somewhere. But yeah, he's bald, British, short, incredible driver. And that was his biggest
I like
flaw.
how people include those personal traits. Like, so he's a car racer? Yeah, he's bald, he's short, he's from Syria.
I'm painting a visual.
Okay.
Yeah, so now if you don't know who Chris Harris is, look him up. He's an incredible driver. He's done Le Mans. He's done Spar.
He's done your mom.
He's done. There's a 24-hour Nürburgring. 24 hours at Nürburgring.
What's that, 6 laps?
Yeah, it is a long track. Was it 25 miles or something?
It's like 10 minutes a mile, or 10 minutes a lap.
Yeah. And you're averaging 100 miles an hour, 150 miles an hour, or something crazy like that in these exotic cars. That's the benchmark for all these exotic
But
cars.
that probably wouldn't get boring doing a 24-hour on that track because it's so long. I
Yeah.
can imagine a much shorter track would get boring.
Yeah.
So that's probably preferable.
But all the the inclines and declines and the imperfections in the road.
Track. Oh, I want to play Forza right now.
So the reason I brought that up is because he was talking about the new Corvette and how incredible it was, but it lost the fun factor with the automatic because that car has a lot of computer controlled stabilization and things like that. You can't throw it out as much as you can with a manual
You
transmission.
can't turn off the traction controls.
You can. No, you definitely can. But the manual, being able to control the transmission is definitely going to be a lot more fun.
Fuck, I
than
don't
an
know what to
automatic
get now.
transmission. Listen,
They still make it in manual. You could get either one.
that's what I'm saying. Go with the manual.
Yeah, but
Grab the shifter. You're grabbing all that power is in your hand
Yeah.
versus just holding the wheel and stepping on the pedal.
it's like grabbing the dick of the vet, you know?
Yeah, I
Damn,
guess.
I need that.
What, dick?
See, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. It's cheaper for manual for sure.
Yeah, and I think the difference in speed is only a fraction of a second. It's
No. It's like half a second.
You'll never drive it fast enough to know.
In the quarter mile?
You're not going to take the car on a racetrack. You're not.
Absolutely I am. That's the first thing I'm doing. The moment I buy that thing, I'm going straight to the racetrack.
I'm really glad that is archived. What you just said. We'll see how that plays.
I'll place you a $50 bet. Within a week of having the
The
Corvette.
guy who won't buy, who has been eating the same bag of pretzels for 3 months, is going to drag race a car which rear tires cost probably about $700 each. You're going to do a burnout on that. You do a 2-second burnout in your
No,
head.
I'm
It's
not
going to be
doing a
like
drag strip.
that was a $75 burnout.
I'm doing an actual track, not a drag strip.
Even better, you're going to roast those tires. You're going
Fuck
to.
it.
Yeah, all right. I just did a track day. Now I'm spending $4,000 in tires. Think about
I'm
it.
not spending no $4,000 in tires.
Those tires are expensive.
No.
They are
You
expensive.
get them secondhand down in Frankfurt.
Oh, yeah, right. That makes sense. They'll give you 4 different tires. I went over there the other day to get
They
some
won't have that size anyway.
No, I mean, these are like incredible, like multi-compound, 180 plus mile an hour rated race tires. Yeah, it's a different ball game, man. I always thought that was funny, guys that do burnouts and shit on the street for no reason. Like, you're not racing, you're just making a scene and just basically you're going to cause yourself quite a large bill roasting those tires.
As the bank account's going.
Yeah, I was at
Same
Stop
time.
Shop the other day, and they had a it was a Charger or a Challenger coming, one of the Hemi ones, you know, like the 400, 500 horsepower.
Yeah.
And his back tires were bald. And he was there for an inspection. And Stoff was like, yeah, your car's good other than your tires. He's like, well, how much are tires? Like $400 a pop. He's like, what? $400 a pop? It's like, wait a minute, dude. You were the one doing burnouts. If you pampered that car and didn't roast the tires,
What's the fun in that?
there's no fun in that.
You gotta roast them.
I get it. There's no fun in not roasting your tires. But if you got deep
See,
pockets...
girls don't get why we like cars. They don't get it. They don't get why we do burnouts.
Yeah, because girls are smart and men are idiots. Women won't do shit like that.
No, you gotta live it up.
Yeah, well, you're going to be living all the way to the bank when you got to
I'll
buy
bet
your
you
tires.
$50 when I get this vat. I'm going to the track within 1 week.
All right.
Into the track.
It's archive, folks.
Note it.
Sponsored by Chevy Corvette.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm probably actually gonna play some Forza tonight.
It's a nice car. It's got a lot of styling cues of the Ferrari, very European styling cues.
For like a fraction of the cost. For
Yeah,
a fourth of the cost.
That's the coolest thing about the Corvette. You know, is you're buying it's $100,000 plus dollars.
No.
Oh yeah.
It's like 70.
No way.
Yeah, pre-owned.
Oh, pre-owned. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't getting new.
All right, so say 70 grand out the door after taxes, after all that shit. You know, you're probably at 85,
Nah.
80.
80.
You're at 80. All right, so $80,000.
But I'm not getting Z06.
Right. Oh no.
No, getting a Grand Sport because the Z06 is just for track. It's not comfortable on the road. I'm gonna DD and track. So Grand Sport's like a sweet middle
Yeah.
to do both.
Yeah.
And that's like 40 grand.
And the styling of the Grand Sport's really nice. Beautiful
Yeah,
car.
40K.
But the point is, yeah, 40K.
For the Grand Sport.
They said 70.
For Z06.
It's that different? It's
Oh,
almost
yeah.
double?
Oh, yeah.
For what?
Well, an extra 200 horsepower for one.
200 horsepower? That's a big difference.
The Z06 is 650 horsepower. The Grand Sport's like 450.
That's still plenty of power.
That's what I'm saying. Plus, it doesn't have the rough ride because the Z06 is the sport ride
Yeah.
for the track. It's solely for the track.
So you're basically getting the power of a supercar for like Brandon said, a fraction of the cost. It's an American car. I'm sure a lot of the buttons and the steering column stocks and all that shit are from the parts bin, the GM parts bin. It probably shares some window controls and modules that fucking Chevy Malibu has. That's Chevy. That's GM. That's what they do.
The Corvette Grand Sport 40K. You could get a Dodge minivan for the same cost. Brand new. Caravan? They're
Yeah.
like 35.
It's different.
Same
That's
price as a
practicality,
Corvette.
though. You're talking about practicality versus overindulgence. A Corvette is nothing but overindulgence. There's nothing practical about a Corvette.
kids or not. That's all it is.
There's nothing practical about a Corvette, is what I'm saying. There's nothing practical about it.
I could practically get to work. I could get coffee and drink.
You can do all those things. I'm saying it's not a practical vehicle versus a minivan.
It's fucking practical if
Which
there's
is
just one of you.
All right, I won't argue with you on that, but I mean, a minivan is going to carry your kids, it's going to carry your groceries, it's going to be good on gas, it's going to be good in the snow, it's going to be
Corvette
good in
has
the
a
rain.
trunk. And it's got wet mode.
They basically the storage space on cars like that is, does it hold a golf bag with golf clubs?
Yeah.
If it does, sold. So anyway, regardless, beautiful car, really nice car. What the new car that I'm really not into is the new Toyota Supra.
Trash.
Oh, why?
Vomit bags.
Like tuner car guys, exotic car guys, anyone who just likes cars. How did that happen? How did that Supra happen?
It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
It's like an amalgam of the Alfa Romeo Giulia meets the BRZ meets the BMW Z3. It's just a terrible, terrible design.
I wouldn't even drive it if they gave it to me for free.
Oh, I would. I'd drive it all day if I got it for free. Fuck
me.
that.
Not me.
Fuck that. I'm driving a minivan.
Oh yeah.
So anything's an upgrade. I can imagine doing contracting in a Toyota Supra with a ladder on the roof and a bunch of tools in the back. Not gonna happen. But yeah, apparently that car was designed by BMW. It was a joint partnership between Toyota and BMW. to design the new Supra.
Trash.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I think it looks a lot like the Subaru BRZ. What is it, Toyota BRZ or Subaru? Same shit. They're like the same car. Or the AE86 or whatever it is, or the SS. I don't know.
Toyota 86. Yeah, they got rid of the FRS, so they made the 86.
Yeah, the 86 was a throwback to the AE86, which was that little Corolla, that little rear-wheel drive Corolla.
The Gran Turismo Drift Mobile.
Yeah, it was a cool car.
So what car are you getting next after the minivan? Are you going with another beater, or are you actually getting something sick?
I like the Mustang. I like the Corvette a lot too, but I don't think I would want to own a Corvette
Just yet?
full time. I definitely wouldn't daily drive it. I like the Corvette. I like the Mustang, the Cobra, the
new
Shelby
one?
Cobra. Yeah, it's 700 horsepower.
Do you like the GT?
GT's nice. Yeah, they're all nice. All them, even the Bullet, the Steve McQueen, the green one. I saw that at the car show, the Philadelphia car show. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful
but
car.
that's expensive. The GT, would you do the EcoBoost?
No. If I'm buying a muscle car, I don't give a shit about being green and preserving gas. Like if I was splurging on a muscle car, I want something that's going to scare the shit out of me, put a smile on my face, and drain my bank account. That's it.
It's like $600 a month for a GT.
Yeah, I'm not doing that anytime soon. But
Plus insurance, you're at about G.
yeah, but a beautiful car. I think that the Shelby Mustang Cobra and the Corvette Z06 for me are about par as far as the design. Very different. Like the listen to this. All right, hear me out. Ready? The Mustang, the style of the Mustang reminds me a lot of the BMW M5, and the Corvette Z06 reminds me a lot of the Ferrari 488 Pista.
Okay.
So it's like the Corvette's definitely more exotic. It's got more aggressive styling to it.
Yeah.
The Mustang's a little more reformed, but it's bulky. It's still muscular. It's got wide hips. It's got big tires. It's got a throat of a fire-breathing dragon.
I would trash it, too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would trash it.
What
You
if-
talking about the GT versus the Corvette?
No, I'm talking about the Cobra versus the Z06.
I think the Z06 would trash it.
I don't know. I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
I don't even. I would
I do.
race it. I would probably race it, but I don't
All right,
know.
well, you got to get one.
Yeah,
You got to nip tuck it.
I get some because I'm driving a '96 Caravan, dude.
Man.
No, he didn't say man. He said dude. He said, "Get the fuck away from my van, man." Then he
was
said,
great.
"I'm in a '98 Caravan, dude."
See, when we improvise and just wing it, we remember all the lines.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. When you remember the lines, it's a great movie.
yeah,
You know? You don't remember any of the lines from shit movies.
yeah. I said the other day that podcasts are a bunch of complete morons preserving free speech because it's one of the last platforms where you can do that. The only other platform I can think of where free speech is still very relevant and important would be comedy. Stand-up comedy.
No, I don't think so, because they kind of filter, because you get a lot of backlash when you say shit.
Yeah, because you've got a live audience.
Yeah.
Whereas
No, I think you're right with the podcast thing.
this is it. This is the last frontier for free speech.
I think you're right on that one.
That would be a good name for a podcast. So after you leave and everyone's been fired and I'm sitting home alone questioning my self-worth, I think I'll start a podcast and I'll call it, wait, what was it?
The Last Frontier?
The Last Frontier of Free Speech.
In a minivan.
That's where I'll record from. Just sit in the back of the minivan with all the tools, and then the microphone just propped up on a fucking shop vac or an air compressor, and I'll just podcast all by my lonesome.
Probably wouldn't be that hard to soundproof a minivan either.
I wonder why dogs don't podcast.
The fuck are they gonna podcast?
That was a joke. Why do you think people consider dogs man's best friend?
Because they're like, they don't give a shit. They don't complain. They don't like
They just
get
love
mad
you.
at you if you're mad at them. They're just like, what the fuck, man? Why are you mad at me? I don't get it.
Yeah, they just love you.
They're always
unconditionally.
positive.
Yeah, as long as you've got food. You stop feeding them, that unconditional love's going to change real quick.
I think that's the same with humans. You keep feeding me, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's it. Simple.
Yeah.
What's the line for food? Like, secret to a man's heart is to his stomach or some shit?
Through his stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's it.
Is that true?
Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah, but you're married. Your wife doesn't cook very much.
I know.
You cook.
Bullshit.
So,
She makes up for it in other ways.
you want to talk about those?
No, but that's the one thing she don't do, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
And she's Caribbean.
I know.
Caribbean
missing
food's
on-
amazing.
Missing on so much Caribbean food.
Oh, like pineapple and mango. Any like fruit, like those acidic fruits with meat and stuff like that. It's a good combination.
Speaking of fruit, I'm about to get that fucking melon. Get that melon.
We're
going.
we're over an hour, by the way.
All right, let me get the melon real quick, and then we can work on a wrap up.
So I'm thinking we, like Brandon and I were talking about, the show, the fate of Definitely Not a Podcast is still to be determined. The only thing that's for sure is Kevin is fired. For now, it's good. Mm-hmm. We're eating a cantaloupe, a slimy ass cantaloupe.
If Kevin was here, he'd vomit. He'd be like, cantaloupe.
What's that? Healthy food? Why would you eat that? Yeah, anything green and healthy, Kevin turns his nose up to. But you show him a chicken nugget and he'll fucking dive right in.
We're really coming at Kevin.
Hell yeah, we are. And we could do that because he's not sitting here to defend himself.
He won't even listen to this.
No. You know, we had to replace 2 chairs because Kevin broke them. We had him sitting on a tote box for a couple weeks. That might be why he quit. Yeah. All right, so we can wrap this up, but I wanted to say really quick. You leave on March 1st, so
Possibly. At the latest, March 13th.
all right. So we'll say you're leaving sometime in March. We don't have much time left to do many more podcasts, so we'll keep this going. And by the time we get to that point, when we get to that bridge to cross, we'll have a game plan. And that will either be we keep it going or I take the show to the next level and you go off and do your thing and Kevin stays fired and that's it.
I think we have a send-off, like a final episode, just in case. Like a few days before I leave, we'll do a final episode.
Yeah.
And it's going to be called Just In Case or something. Like if we end up doing the phone call thing, then it continues. Or if you do your own thing, then that's the last one with the 3 of us. Or the 2 of us.
I had a cool idea for a podcast. What you do is you go to a bar, you set up the microphone, and you just turn the mic, you get the mic hot, and you're podcasting from a bar, and random people at the bar, drunk or not, whatever, male, female, doesn't matter, can come up and just chime in on conversations.
That's a great idea because you always get different stories.
Yeah, and they're great stories. I mean, think about all the stories bartenders acquire over the years, you know? That's almost part of the reason why they do it. You know, it's because they're almost like a psychiatrist. You know, they sit there and they listen to people's bullshit sometimes.
Someone goes, "What the fuck is this?" And they whack your mic over.
Yeah, well, the Blue Yeti, I think, can handle it.
I'm just gonna blow their eardrums out.
Yeah, it's a pretty sturdy mic though. Tomahawk missiles.
Damn, this is good.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. This is episode 12. Definitely not a podcast. We are still working on getting Delroy Lindo on the show. Hasn't happened yet, but now we've added to that list Mike Tyson. So before before DNAP ends, or before we change the format of DNAP, we attempt that if that's what happens. Endgame. Delroy Lindo. A brother's love is a brother's love. Live on the show. Will it happen? Don't know. But we're going to keep trying, guys, because we do it for our listeners. 1,000 a day is a big number.
Yo, if we get Delroy Lindo on to say that just once,
That's it.
that's it. We made it.
Epic. We made it. I don't know where we made it to. We lost our only sponsor that wasn't even a sponsor. That's pretty bad. Yeah, so we had a sponsor on the show who didn't pay us and didn't even know they were a sponsor, and they quit. So that's saying something.
Well, we could still reach out to Hummus. We could reach out to
Shout out to Sabra Hummus.
the new rum I got, the Bacardi rum.
We even know the origin of hummus, which is Egypt, 14th century.
Yeah. Incredible. All right. That's it, people. Thanks for tuning in. This is Brandon, the melon slicer.
Let's try really quick to do our intro for our outro, but
Okay.
get it right. So we'll go DNAP instead of the full name. Ready? I'm Brandon,
And I'm Billy.
and you are listening to Definitely
DNAP.
Not a Podcast.
Who, what?
It was a joke.
Oh.
I did it for you. Didn't see what I did there? All right, let's try it again. I'm Billy,
And I'm Brandon.
and you're listening to DNAP.
Definitely- DNAP.
See you guys next time.